5-minute DD. Today we're talking about ticker HRZN. This is the Horizon Technology Finance Corporation. This is a BDC, a business development company / corporation, for those that don't know what that is. And for those that are new to my channel, guys, I do 5-minute DD videos all the time on stocks that I like, on stocks I don't like, and I jump in and give you all the information that I would want to know before I was to purchase a stock. This is not financial advice, but I do enjoy doing it. So if you guys like this content, go ahead and like down below, subscribe to the channel. That always helps me out. And we're slowly growing, but I do appreciate each of those interactions from you guys. So let's jump into the pros for ticker HRZN. 13% dividend yield, that is from their website. Google is a little bit delayed, saying it's only about 10.5. They could just be missing their last dividend payment. So definitely an impressive yield. 13% is nothing to, shy away from, almost to the extent where it's a little bit riskier because it doesn't seem sustainable, but we will check in with their dividend history and see how that has been going. So I'm going to go to Seeking Alpha. We'll pull up their dividend history. This is the 5-year. They've been paying monthly, which I also really enjoy. 10 cents from 2017 all the way through until November of this year, where they jumped and now are paying, wow. Now they're paying 11 cents, which is not a crazy jump, but all in all, that is impressive, and I do like to see the dividend growth. So it does go back farther than just 5 years. Initially, they were paying really highly quarterly, of course, so that's going to show. That's why it's so much more what it was quarterly. And they were 12 cents for a long period of time before dropping, and now are back in 11. So I do like seeing this increase in dividend. If they were to drop again, that would make me a little bit worried. Even though they're consistently paying out for years, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, in my opinion, but you can also see that the price has been falling not terribly. The rest of the market is doing pretty bad right now. So I guess you could say terribly from 18 down to 10. That is a rough drop. To be honest, I do own this stock already, guys, and I do like this stock. It's not financial advice, but from what I've seen, there's a lot going for this company that I think is really important. So let's jump into their chart and show exactly what I like about this stock. So they did run up. It's not at 30% run up is definitely not bad. If we go from their high to low, the last 5 years, they were down almost 42, a little over 42%, and now they're still sitting down 30%. So there is still a nice potential to run back up to that high, which I think is really important to note, especially when you're looking at BDCs, because unlike covered call ETFs and low yielding consistent indexes, the price appreciation on these stocks can make you a lot of money in the end. So I really do think price is very important when you're talking about BDCs and when you're talking about a higher yielding stock as well. Their portfolio diversity is impressive. I'm going to jump over into their PowerPoint presentation for investors. That's their long-term growth. So well-diversified portfolio, and that is extremely true. So biotech is actually their main holding, which is a little bit on the riskier side. It can be very profitable, but it is a little bit riskier. I am actually a biologist myself, so I know a little bit more about the biotech industry. And so biotechnology, especially not just like biopharmaceuticals, is safer. But anything bio disease related can be higher on the risk side. Medical devices, I would say, is lower risk. But it is really important because you can actually see some really impressive profits. Next to that, you have consumer-related tech, software, a bunch of other things. They're mostly on the West Coast, which is good. A lot of business is done on the West Coast, especially in California. But they do have their business in the Northeast as well. And we did talk about their growth a little bit, but looking down here, this is what they're saying their growth catalysts are: growing pipeline of investments and backlogs, increasing leverage. So for those that don't know what leverage is, when it comes to a BDC, it's a company that invests in smaller, they're not startup companies, they're companies that have a lot more funding backing already. So when they're saying that they're increasing their leverage, they're basically increasing the risk of they're increasing their overall investments, but they're increasing risk as well, which means, in my opinion, either they're very stupid or they believe in what they're doing. For HRZN, they have been profitable, so I would think increasing leverage would only increase profits overall. But anything could happen. It is important to note that they are increasing leverage in a time in the market where we have seen a lot of downturn. This isn't, super recent, I don't believe, but still, the past 2 years are not times when people are increasing leverage. So that is a very standout thing that I noted that I think is really important to remember before you invest in this company. Higher risk, but they believe in it. So should you? That's up to you. Future warrant upside, substantial capacity. Yeah, a lot of good news. Kind of a lot of buzzwords there, but all in all, there's still some good news. strong management history. Definitely, their management team is pretty impressive, and we can see that through not only who they have running the company, but how the company has been run, the profits it's been putting out, and the great long-term chart. We'll jump back into that. Their max chart, it is down 20% all time, but looking at their more recent history from 2015 up and through before, this was the pandemic drop, and then it ran like crazy. So the market, all in all, does have a big impact on this stock, but that nice dividend yield is extremely impressive. And I think with how they've been doing more recently, it's just a better outlook, in my opinion. Of course, that's only my opinion, not financial advice, you guys. Not financial advice. Do your own DD on these. It's important that you guys look up all these stocks on your own before you make a decision to buy or not. Let's go by the number. Annualized debt portfolio yield. They're yielding about 15.9%. Really good yield. Portfolio size, 634 million. A little bit smaller, but like I said, they're starting to leverage, so that will be increasing, I'm sure. 13.19% dividend yield. Total return 5-year is 47%. And so this is without reinvesting dividends, which is very important to note. And so it is impressive. This was done definitely a couple months ago, back when they were really, really high up on the chart, and since then have fallen off. Now we'll talk about the cons quick. It's supposed to be a 5-minute video. It never ends up being 5 minutes because there's so much to talk about with these companies, and I don't want to just cut it too short so you guys don't get everything that's important. Small dividend growth history. We saw that on the chart. They dropped their dividend from 12 cents to 10 cents in like 2015, and since then just now recently jumped it to in 2022 to 11 cents. So very small growth. If you're going up a cent every year, it's about 10%, but it's still not a ton of dividend growth that we have seen with other companies. Their website's very, very advanced. I have this in the cons section, and basically it's almost so advanced it could be a downside to people that are looking to invest in the company. The bonus to this is their PowerPoint presentation. It's easier to read and understand, and they definitely, it's a very pretty presentation that they made, but the website's really advanced, and it would almost be a turnoff to me if I didn't know the sector super well and I was trying to just find the information. It's pretty advanced, but to each their own. That could be somebody that might look really good for companies that are thinking about putting, hedge funds that want to put a ton of money into this. So that might be why they're doing that. Last but not least, this is not financial advice, you guys. Again, I've said that like 10 times, but I have to say it over and over again because there'll be people in my comments saying, oh, financial advice, I'm going to sue you. And so that's just how it goes. I appreciate you guys watching. If you did find this value in this video, please like that. Helps me out so much. Share it if you want to, if you think there's somebody that would want to watch this video and find more about this stock. And lastly, subscribe if you like this content. I'll keep putting out more content as long as people keep watching it. So thank you guys so much. Hope you had a good day in the market today.